How's it going, viewers? Welcome back to the channel. So I've got an Acura RSX to work on today. I'm addressing a really low and rough idle. And as you can see here, the idle was very low. This engine was warm at this time, and then sometimes it would just stop, the engine would stall and die out, and I have to restart it and just give it a little bit of gas to maintain idle. It'll be very low, maybe 200-300 RPM, and then just stall. Now the culprit for that can be a number of reasons, but the main thing that I think is wrong with this car is the idle air control valve, which is right here. There is the part number. This is going to be different if you have a base model or a Type S RSX. By the way, this process will also work for any other case series engine as well. And then also, if you're having similar problems with any other engine, the thing to look out for is definitely the IACV idle air control valve. All right, so to tackle this job, this is actually way down here at the bottom of this guy right here, which is called your throttle body, and that's connected directly into your air intake box. So that's this right here, connects to that. These right here are throttle cables. On the Type S, this is actually behind it, but generally this process is going to be the same. So what you're going to need to do this job is definitely some screwdrivers. There's some JS or Phillips screws, two that connect the IACV to the throttle body. You're going to need to remove that. Those get stuck. Bring some vice grips and possibly some penetrating oil as well. You're going to need wrenches, ratchets. Won't need to remove these, but it's going to be much easier if you do. Also, you're going to definitely need new gaskets. This one came with a new gasket for the IACV. I also did pick up a throttle body gasket because once you remove the throttle body, definitely want to put in a new gasket. Here's the part number that I went with, Felpro 61350. And then I also downloaded the little diagram. As you can see here, there's the throttle body. Now it's got 4 bolts here. It's just not pictured. As you can see, there's where the throttle cable attaches. Down here is the IACV with the 2 Phillips head screws connecting it. And then there's your gasket right there. It says O-ring gasket, same difference, but that's it right there. Now you will need to pull this plastic cover if you have it still. It's just 2 bolts. This pulls straight out and then exposes this area for you nice and easy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this air box right here. I should just be able to remove this too, but I'll just remove the whole thing just to make it easier for removal. Just pull straight out. Just gonna remove the hoses and connectors here. This is brand new, I just replaced this, so super tight fitting. All right, so now just make sure to disconnect all your electrical connections here. This one right here, and also this blue one right here. And then there's one down here near the bottom. Fully expect to break a couple of these. And then there's one way down here for the IACV. Completely out of view, I know, but it's down there, I promise. I'll go ahead and disconnect that. And then you can see the coolant lines right here. There's one attachment there, one attachment there. We'll go and take those out and then pull the hoses. Again, coolant will leak out of here, so definitely get prepared for that. I'll probably throw a box or 2 down below just to catch all that fluid. And then again, keep them upright as best as possible. Anything above this, like this here, all this fluid will basically drain downward toward that point and evacuate the system. Once you connect it, you definitely want to top off your fluid here and then just bleed the air by squeezing this as the engine gets hot. Turn your heater on and then get all those air bubbles out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, and then I'll show you the process of removing these 4 bolts that attach this whole unit directly into the intake manifold here. All right, so as you can see, the throttle body is now free. It's just a matter of removing those 2 hoses down at the bottom. All right, so I've got the coolant draining into a bucket right now. And here is the throttle body. So I've got one more connector that I forgot about. All right, so there's the entire unit. As you can see, my throttle body's pretty clean. I just cleaned that, but now that I have it off the car, I can go ahead and deep clean this on the inside. The outer side's completely clean. And again, there's the exterior port for the IACV. So it gets sucked in through this bottom hole here and then expelled into your intake, into your engine down here. There's a factory gasket right there. All right, so here's a close-up of what we're working with. IACV, you got 1, 2 GIS or Phillips head screws. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt that with a manual screwdriver, see if I could break those loose. If I sense that they're about to strip, I'm gonna bust out the vice grips. Here's what the inside looks like. I always found this view hard to find online. So we got the intake and outtake coolant hoses right here. And see, this one's lower, so it's leaking fluid still. There's really no way of putting it upright. That's as best it's gonna get. One thing to keep in mind is make sure all your electrical connectors are up and out of the way. The IACV I kind of tucked behind one of these radiator hoses, or I believe this is AC. I already took the factory gasket out. I'm gonna give this a quick wipe down clean. It does look pretty black in there. As you can see, just get out as much carbon and whatnot that I can. With this bottom port here, that's where the IACV air comes in through. This is just your throttle body alone, which is normally closed during idle. All your air to give the engine enough oxygen to idle is through this. So if this is plugged and your IACV is not working, you're getting no air to your engine. That's why you're getting the low idle and possibly stalling. All right, so let's go ahead and attempt this right now. And then once we break those loose, I'll pop in the new one. Again, I'll give this a quick wipe down, quick clean, nothing major because I already cleaned it, and we'll be all set. All right, so how to manually adjust your idle on the Acura RSX. Now this is not recommended. This is a last resort measure. Now I had to do this because I was out on the road and my car was just stalling, so I had to do this. But you can see this is where your throttle and cruise control cables come out of. Your throttle body's right here. As you can see, that one screw way in there. That's how you adjust that limiter. So you can back it out a little bit. And as you can see, this throttle body is not completely closed. It's at a slight angle, and that's why it was able to keep the car running, because I was able to get a small little gap of air just to keep it running, because my IAC valve is either broken and or plugged with carbon. All right, so I've got a big Phillips here. This is basically the one that's gonna fit this the best. I got a good bite on there. Let's see if I can break this loose. Nope, it's about to strip. Let's try for this guy right here. And nope, that's about to strip. All right, so I've got this right here where put it into the screw and give it a couple taps with the hammer, and this will hopefully break it loose. If not, I'm just gonna have to use the vice grips. I'll probably spray this with some penetrating oil and give it a few minutes to sit, but let's try this first. That broke it loose, that worked. Let's do the bottom one real quick. And that worked. This is the tool you need, you guys. No need to strip your screws, no need to break out the vice grips. This will get the job done. I'm really curious to see what this looks like. Yep, it's got a lot of carbon in it, that's for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a deep clean. You can see this last chamber here is just completely black. Definitely a lot of carbon going on here. All right, and here's the before and after. You can see that difference. Those last two chambers are completely plugged up with carbon. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this and save it for next time I need to do this. Here's a brand new guy, completely clean. Again, I have a new gasket that'll replace this red one here. There's a before and after, you guys. Dirty. Now with this uninstalled from the car, I can go ahead and clean this nice and easy. I also clean the surface here, the mini surface for the gasket to have a nice bite too. Got some Q-tips just to get way deep down in there. All the nooks and crannies cleaned here. See just how much I got out of there with a Q-tip. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean this a little bit further, and then I'll move on to the next step. All right, so the gasket can only go in one way. You see that this top one here for the coolant is offset a little bit, so you're gonna make sure to notch that and get it to the right orientation, just like that. Just make sure that your mating surfaces are nice and clean. And again, the offset for the coolant goes on top. Go and get your screws, pop them back in. So again, to make sure that you don't have this problem for the next time, just go and snug these up until the gasket has good contact. You really don't need to crank on these at all. That's why they are a Phillips head screw. You can also eyeball the gap there, make sure that gap is completely closed. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw on the new gasket and then reattach the throttle body, and we're looking pretty good. All right, where are we at this point? So we've got the new IAC valve installed, new gasket. 2 screws are torqued down fairly tight, but as you can see here, there's no gap in between the throttle body and the new IAC valve, so that gasket sitting perfectly. We've got a clean throttle body. I've backed out the limit screw down here, so that throttle body is back to factory settings. You can see that yellow paint there. Everything's back to how it was before. Now this is how the throttle body looks. Not my cleanest job, but clean enough and it'll get the job done for sure. Definitely a lot better than how it was previously. As you can see there how clean it is. Now that's already done, that's torqued down, I just need to tighten this cap back up, readjust my throttle cables here, get that all situated, and then I'll pop this back on, reconnect my 2 coolant hoses, and then reconnect all of the electrical connections as well. IAC valve, there's your TPS, there's your map, and yeah, we're looking good. As you can see, there's a little bit of coolant spill down here. Once I get everything connected and back to normal, I'm just going to go ahead and hose this down just to get rid of that that stainage and scent and everything like that, clean it all out. And yeah, once we get this all situated, I'll go ahead and reset the computer and then do the idle relearn process again, and yeah, get this all situated and move on. Alright, so here's the old gasket with the new one, just making sure that it is indeed the same, which it is. Okay, so I've got my area right here. Got it all cleaned up. I'm just going to take a Q-tip and just run it along the surface just to make sure I've indeed got all of the gunk out. Any debris, contaminants are completely out of there. Alright, and there is only one way to put this in. There's a little notch here, a little tab. Align it with that notch. Pop it in just like so. Make sure there's no folds or any gaps or anything like that. Make sure it's aligned properly. We are looking very good, very perfect. I've already got this mating surface clean. I will give it one more quick wipe. Now all these corners really doesn't affect it. I'm just worried about the actual mating surfaces where that rubber gasket or O-ring will seat. Alright, so from here I'll just go ahead and kind of do everything in reverse order. So I'm going to start with connecting the coolant hoses down at the bottom and then start to work my way upward as I torque down these 4 bolts here. I like to tighten these down in a crisscross pattern. Not that it really matters, but just something I've always been accustomed to. Just gonna snug these down, and then I'll get in there with my torque wrench in a little bit. All right, so 16 foot-pounds. Let's do this. Boom. That's all that's needed, not a whole lot. Boom. Boom. And last but not least, boom. All right, so that is looking good. We are in the home stretch, folks. All right, so you're definitely gonna wanna top off your coolant. As you can see, this is quite low, so let's go and top this off right quick. You wanna make sure to do this on a cold engine, by the way. You're gonna wanna make sure to use either Honda OEM or this brand here, which I'm using, which is RSX, which has a very, very similar formula, if not the same. All right, so I've got my coolant bleed tool here attached. I'm gonna attach this, top this off with some coolant here, and then as the car heats up, all the air will evacuate. And we'll bleed all the air out of this system. That should be plenty right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and double check this IAC valve. As you can see the little port down there, I'm gonna go and plug it up with my fingers just to make sure it's working properly and make sure my idle's fixed. But once this engine starts up, you should definitely hear the air coming in through there. All right, so what did we learn here, folks? You can hear definitely the intake of that IAC valve really hissing really loud because it's sucking all the air to keep the idle stable. Before, I barely heard a little peep out of this from the old one, and the engine again would really have a low idle, rough idle, and it would just stall. Now, this new IACV is supplying the engine with enough oxygen to keep it running, keep it breathing healthy. And as you can see, as I plugged up the hole here, it would start to creep down and get close to stalling again. And that's basically what's happening with the previous one that was gummed up and dirty. So there is how to fix your low or rough idle on the Acura RSX. This will work for basically every single Honda, Toyota, anything else that uses a very similar cable design with the throttle body and the IACV idle air control valve. All right, hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, like, comment with your feedback below. Subscribe if you're not already, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, and after everything is said and done, RPMs are sitting right around 700, perfect, right where they should be, solid. It's no longer drooping down, it's no longer hunting, trying to go up and down. It's right in the pocket, purring like a kitten. Now I'm just doing the idle relearn procedure. I went ahead and reset the system, the throttle system, so it's all reset. Now it's relearning how to do it properly. And what you want to do is hold the gas pedal down to 3,000 RPMs. Do that until your fans kick on twice. You'll notice that your temperature gauge gets right up to operating temperature right there. And once that does, let off the gas and just let it idle. It will idle up and down, maybe a little bit rough, but once it gets situated, about 10 minutes later, you'll be right in the pocket just like this. It's about 700 RPMs. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Really simple solution to a complex and stressful situation. Don't stress, just take care of this simple issue. If you know how to turn a wrench, turn a couple screwdrivers, you can handle this by yourself, no problem, you guys.